I've received many requests for desserts, and although I usually dismiss these on the grounds that I'm not a baker and I stick to what I have expertise in, of course every chef must know a few desserts to bring out when the occasion arises. In honor of Halloween today, here's my Death by Chocolate dark, very dark, gooey cakes that are so rich they'll become your new benchmark for what chocolate cake really means.
And here are the ingredients to begin with. We have 60 grams of sugar, 70 grams of flour, 80 grams of cocoa powder. It's 100% pure cocoa. This is easy to remember this way. 60, 70, 80. 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of milk or 100 milliliters of milk, teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a couple of eggs that have been allowed to stand at room temperature. I've put the butter and the sugar in here with the paddle attachment. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, maybe a quarter teaspoon, something like that. You begin creaming it like this. You want it to be light and white and airy. I'm going to slow it down there. Add the eggs, baking soda and baking powder. You're going to run it with the paddle just a little bit more slowly to incorporate these. I'm going to scrape down the sides a little bit here too. Make sure that it actually is incorporating. Now I've added the cocoa powder, the flour, and the milk. I'm going to stir this gently at first. Now what I did is I scraped off the paddle, get all of it in there, and I switched to the whisk attachment, and we're going to begin going like this, and this is going to go on for a while. Now, this is the weird part in this recipe. Most professional bakers would be saying, "What are you doing? You're ruining it." No, this is actually the way this recipe is supposed to work. Even though I'm using silicone mold here, I'm still put butter in it. I still rub the inside with butter. Again, you don't have to. It's still very, very good after, with nothing at all in it, just with this. So, put a little bit down. Add the candy if you're going to. Cover it with a little bit more. And repeat the process on the other ones, of course. And if you did everything right, you have enough to for 5 of these at this size. And don't worry about the tops being uneven, because as soon as it hits the warm oven, this will melt a little bit and it'll all even out anyway. This is after 22 minutes at 170 degrees Celsius. Brought them out. I'm just going to let them cool. There's some cracking on top, but we're going to fix that.
The cracking doesn't matter because you turn them upside down.
Just sprinkle some powdered sugar through a sieve. Of course, flip it over so that you're looking at the other side, and then that covers any mistakes. You can also use a stencil.
The second volume of my cookbook is now available through Amazon and other booksellers. It covers the YouTube recipes from the last 8 months with more in-depth information. I received requests for the procedures on all recipes, and I've listened to you. Every recipe has step-by-step directions, and of course there are recipes that aren't on YouTube. But this is not just a recipe book. Far from it, as you can see from some of the topics scrolling by here. I'm certain that anyone who watches my channel and any serious cook will find this book a treasury of useful and new information you won't find anywhere else. If you want to know more about my adventures as a chef around the world and have some great laughs along the way, be sure to check out the video tour of my book, 40 Years in One Night. It's up on YouTube right now. Click the link. Also look for my cocktail book, Cocktails of the South Pacific and Beyond, Advanced Mixology, available through Amazon online.